Alright, so I'm gonna start by saying that I don't know anything about Last Epoch, really. I'm playing it right now again. Like, I've got, what, 40 hours into it or something? And I'm trying to play the online version right now, but it keeps popping off on me and doesn't work. But so I was looking at the thing. I was originally wanting to play Warlock, um, but it seems like it's going to be the build that everyone's going to play. So they released the Falconer tree, so I thought, why not try out Falconer? That might be fun. Um, and I like the thing. One of the things I like about Last Epoch is where it. Okay, go get your blanket from the other room. Is where the Falconer will some skills will proc other skills, and so it's better to specialize in those other skills so you can get special things. So this is kind of what I thought I would do. Is I'd do the net, and turn the net, like basically remove the flip back, and then have the net shoot puncture. And also have the net where is it at? Um, so it deals more damage. I thought I had caltrops or something. Oh, here, yeah. So now the net also drops a lot of caltrops on the ground, and the caltrops can bleed or can do damage and make a bleed or whatever. And I have a lot of global bleed chance. Um, and so I can throw 3 traps, and each of the traps shoot multiple punctures or whatever. I don't know how the mana is going to be. I'm probably going to have very bad mana. But essentially, it's just you throw the nets, and the nets throw punctures. And the nets also have caltrops, and they all apply lots of different bleeds. And then puncture, I don't know if this one's a good idea. Like every third puncture, you deal more damage. I can expect that. But then your bleed stacks are consumed. I don't know if this is a good idea or not. Maybe only 1 point in this, but you get a lot of health if you have 3 points. So I thought this was going to be my health regen. um, and I get the mana on hit, so every time puncture hits, it should give me back some mana. I was thinking about reducing this and putting more points into this because, again, I think I'm going to have mana issues. I'm again pushing the bleed chance stuff and trying to get the just as many bleed things as possible. So you get more bleed chance on this thing, and you get more bleed chance on this. And puncture is going to hit a larger area. So every time puncture goes off, that'll be what I do. And puncture is not going to be on my bar, so I'm going to have a free skill slot. So I'll probably put So the plan was to put shift in place of puncture. It's going to be unspecialized shift, so I can just have an extra movement skill. So I'll have 2 movement skills on this build. Then aerial assault, which is going to be one of my movement skills. I'm going to use it to drop these black arrow feathers, which I can pick up, and they give me more damage. I don't know if this is a good idea or not, but it again, that's one of the things I like about the Last Epoch thing is I can just proc other skills. So I'm having the feather storm and all that other stuff, but I'm also having the bird drop more caltrops. And this is all. It seems like it's all sources of caltrops. So even the caltrops from my net should get this benefit, is what it seems like. I'm not sure if that's true, but that's how I read it. So this gives my caltrops a 200% chance to bleed, and the caltrops do more damage and have a chance to slow. And then I took that node on the, I think, Falconer tree, where I get more damage against slowed targets. Um, and then I drop additional caltrops throughout when I'm moving. So I'm dropping caltrops whenever I use this skill and whenever I use my net thing. Um, and then I get cooldown recovery, so I can move more often. I get damage and increased cooldown recovery. I'm using the whenever it's the feather storm, so I thought that would be good. And yeah, and then I also use falconry because I guess you should probably use that. And I'm using it with the feather knife, so it's like a shot essentially. So the bird's shooting everywhere, but this is again just to I'm making it where it adds more bleed stuff. So like my ailment chances apply to some of the Falcon's ailment chances, so the Falcon can add more bleeds itself. Um, and then I also have the Falcon drop black arrows. So I have two forms of, like, every time I use one of the Falcon moves, I'm getting black arrows on the ground. And then I'm also having I thought I had mana back or something. Oh, and it throws more knives, and it's my attack speed reduces its cooldown, so I'm gonna get more arrows on the ground. Oh, and then the Falcon's mark. I don't know if this is a good idea to have or not. I might remove that. I'm not sure. If you have any ideas about how to fix this, that would be kind of cool. But I kind of just want to play with it personally. So I might not reply to your fixing choices for now, but I'll probably look at them later or save them later. But I just have random Falcon stuff, and I thought one of the big things is like I want to probably add more here, so the Falcon has more chances to apply debuffs and more chances to drop, and it just drops the black arrows. And then finally, the black arrows, which again I will not have on my bar, so I get another open slot, which I was planning to put either decoy or smoke bomb. I don't know. I think decoy might just be a good just be able to just drop it and move around like just an extra defensive layer. Smoke bomb blinds enemies, but I don't know how well it works against bosses. And so I figure decoy might be a better choice. Okay, ちょっと待って。And for Black Arrow, I made it give me health gain when I pick it up. And I think mana gain? No. Having the black, like whenever I pick up the Black Arrow, I get more damage over time, so that means my bleeds do more damage, right? This does increase Black Arrow's damage. I don't know if this. Yeah, I don't know if this counts, but I might remove this because it doesn't seem like it helps what I'm doing. So I'm not using a bow attack or whatever. But the mana restored is what I want. So I'd probably like remove 1 point here and put it somewhere else. And also like whenever I pick up a black arrow, the puncture deals more damage and has more bleed chance, which is really nice. And I can get the crimson shrouds. I don't know what Dark Quiver is. I'd probably pick up that, yeah. Frenzy buff or whatever, that sounds nice. But yeah, that's kind of how I'm looking at playing it. And then have these two skills unspec'd because I don't need to have Black Arrow or what's it called? Puncture on my bar. I'm just going to be spamming net because net's going to be 99% of my damage because it's just going to be firing off the punctures. I'll be using falconry and aerial assault to be moving, and falconry randomly whenever it's off cooldown to apply more bleeds. And that'll also allow me to pick up black arrows, which will make my nets do more damage in theory because the nets will be firing off punctures, and I'll also have caltrops. For passives, I have no idea what I'm doing. I just kind of went all dexterity, and then kind of some points in here for attack speed, and then get a damage buff on the every third throwing thing. Because the puncture node is like every third one does like a really big one, so I thought it would match well with this. And so it does a really big one, and it consumes all the bleeds, so it does 100% damage buff when it consumes all the bleeds. And then it stacks 5 bleeds, so I get so I get an additional 5 bleed stacks. I don't know if it'll consume these instantly or if these are applied as the other ones are being consumed, and it gets a starting point. Again, I have no idea. Then for Falconer, I kind of went haste and more damage with haste because I didn't think this was that useful. I mean, I guess dodge is probably useful. I'm going bleed, so I don't know if crit's useful. So I did the dexterity again because I think just getting the stat points seems nice. Getting throwing damage and increased throwing attack speed, which again reduces the cooldown of the Falcon skill. Getting just flat throwing damage, and adding throwing damage to the Falcon. Again, more flat dexterity, but increased percent armor and dodge rating, so I thought that was kind of cool. Armor per dex, so I thought that was pretty good. If I can get a lot of dex, I can get a lot of armor. As a defensive layer, I don't know really what defensive layers I should go after. You get dodge and chance to throw caltrips on dodge. This node makes me kind of want to get more points in dodge. Where's it at? This one. Like, I kind of want to get more dodge just because of this one specifically. I was thinking about taking just some points out of this, though. But then I have the increased throwing damage, which your caltrips from all sources. So I have a lot of caltrips, remember, from the 2 different skills, will apply frailty. And then this one is increased damage and increase slow duration. And because I have so many sources of slow now, I get multiplicative damage per percent of slow. So that's pretty huge, I thought. At least when I was thinking about it in my mind. I would probably reduce points in this, just because it's not as useful in my looking at it now, and probably put something like, no, I'm probably not gonna. Well, I might put points in this to get the Falcon strikes to have a longer cooldown but be instant cast, just so it's not so clunky, but I don't know if I would do that or not. And then probably put more points into this by taking points out of this. And I don't know. I might I might need to put points into this because of the mana issue that I was talking about. I don't know if there's a mana issue or not, but there might be. In the Blade Dancer, I just went like again, more dexterity. I don't know if I can even use Glancing Blow with I don't know what weapon I'm going to use with this. Probably a bow, but maybe not. Throwing damage and increased movement speed. And then this one to get bleed chance and throwing, like basically just bleed chance from this. So I want that more global bleed chance. And then looking at the marksman tree, I just went focus fire for more dexterity. And then more increased throwing damage and armor shred chance. So I thought that was really good. I thought about using this if I have a bow, but I don't know if I'm going to use a bow or not. So this one's kind of up in the air. I should probably get some more health gain stuff or some more defensive layers. I'm not sure. I have not thought about equipment or anything because I don't know enough about the game. But this is my idea for what I'm going to start with. It's essentially going to be me just firing off nets and then using 2 movement skills to move around, randomly using falconry and dropping decoy like as a safety precaution. Anyways, I hope you like the idea. I hope it's not complete trash when I play it, and I hope the servers are a lot more stable on release than they are right now. Thanks for watching.